Hi guys. So today we're going to be talking about organizing your intro and concluding paragraphs. This format is most appropriate for 5-paragraph essays. It is not appropriate for on-demand writing that is seen in standardized testing. So to start, what goes into your intro paragraph? Since it's your first paragraph of the essay, it's your big idea, and then you'll have a smaller idea, and finally your thesis statement. Your big idea is your broad topic. It introduces the theme of the paper for the reader and will include your hook or your attention grabber. The smaller idea becomes more specific and it builds from your big idea. It will give background information to the reader that they may need for the rest of the essay. Finally, you will end with your thesis statement. Your thesis statement should be super specific and it will build from the smaller idea. It'll tell the reader exactly what the paper will be about, and it will include your 3 main talking points that you'll discuss in your 3 body paragraphs. So what goes into your conclusion? Again, you will have a thesis statement, a smaller idea, and a big idea. You want to revisit your thesis statement, but not copy and paste it. You'll summarize the main talking points from your 3 body paragraphs into 1 or 2 sentences. Then you'll revisit your smaller idea. Again, you want to reword it instead of copy and paste it, so that way you're not sounding repetitive, but you're still saying much of the same thing. Finally, you'll finish with your big idea, and you'll want to end your paper basically where you began it. Now, you don't have to reuse your hook or attention grabber. However, in some situations, it may be appropriate. The only way to determine that if your hook or attention grabber is still appropriate to use at the end of the paper is to put it in. If it works, you'll know. It'll make sense. But if it doesn't, you can always take it out before you turn it in as your final draft. So why are we organizing these 2 paragraphs this way? These paragraphs provide a roadmap, especially your intro. You don't take a road trip without planning your stops. And in your conclusion, much like a road trip, you want to revisit those things you saw. When you take a road trip, you take pictures and then look at them later. Same idea. It's also a format that is easier for the reader. While you know what you mean when you write, the reader may not, and the whole point of writing the essay is to make the reader understand. When you turn in your essays, whether it be to your teacher, to a college admissions board, or even to a scholarship review board, you won't be there when they read it. So you won't be there when they have questions. And you want to make sure, without a doubt, that your paper is understood. It also helps keep us, the writers, on topic. Getting off topic will not strengthen your essay. So a graphic organizer that I like to use is this. You draw a very large X and 3 horizontal lines, as you can see. The top half of this organizer is going to be for your introductory paragraph, and the bottom half is going to be for your concluding paragraph. The line through the middle is for the thesis statement. The thesis statement is often the bridge connecting the intro and the conclusion. When you fill out this graphic organizer, because we often rough draft our thesis statement before we ever work on our outline, you can go ahead and plug it in right here. When you know what your thesis statement is, you know generally what your paper is going to be about, so you can go ahead and sandwich this whole graphic organizer with your big idea. Then your smaller idea is going to be a bridge from the big idea to your thesis statement. And I know this might sound confusing at first, and it might not make sense. So let's take a look at what it would look like if I were writing a paper. So here's my empty graphic organizer. Let's say I wanted to write a paper about the Kansas City Chiefs. So my big idea is going to be football in general. And then I could segue into a smaller idea about the Super Bowl. For example, I might include information that the Super Bowl has not been around as long as the NFL has. And then my thesis statement could be something like, The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl this year because Patrick Mahomes is a strong quarterback, Tyreek Hill is super fast, and Travis Kelce is an unstoppable tight end. This would be a perfect format.